Buenos dias! So you want to put yourself together a prepared speech. Now, I, Jalil Woods, do not do prepared speeches. I do extemporaneous speech writing. This means everything I'm doing is coming up on the fly. Hence how this video is going to be structured. I may stumble over my words, I may not. I digress. I'm going to teach you how to do prepared speech. Let's get started. Step 1. Know your audience. Now, given a prepared speech, you have the benefit of knowing who your audience is. Of course, I do too. But, you can prepare. I digress. Your audience is going to be the judges who listen to your speech. So you want to be thinking, why are they here? What do they have in common? Try and maybe play them off of each other. Keep them interested. What do they know? It's an economics speech. They probably know a thing or two about economics. Or you might want to target their emotions. An emotional reaction is a very solid way to keep people interested in a speech, especially if you're trying to get them to change their mind about something. So think, how do they feel about a certain subject? And then, try and manipulate them. Step 2. You want to have a clear core message. Now, having a core message is important. You could give the best speech in the world, truly mind-blowing. I'm talking I have a dream level speech writing. Doesn't matter if you don't have a core message. You get what I mean? So, how do you make a core message? It's quite simple, really. Be concise. You want something that's simple, easy to digest. Something that people listen to and they're thinking, hey, I like this. I know where this may go. Let's see what this man has to say. Number 3, research. You're doing a prepared speech. You want to make sure that they know that you prepared. I know. Truly a mind-blowing thought. But it's important that within your speech that you show that you've done some research and you know what you're talking about. If you show too little, then they're not going to believe you or any of the claims you make. By proxy, if you show too much, then they may have a hard time following and will completely miss the point of your speech. Numero quattro. Have sources. Your quotes, your anecdotes, your honey bunches of oats. You're going to need a couple of these in a prepared speech. And it's important that you do, because if you make a claim, and people whom we trust, doctors, lawyers, scientists, if they also agree with your claim, then the audience is more inclined to shift their view in your favor. Okay, where are we? Oh, yes. Number 5, have structure. Structure is very important when you're putting together your speech. Now, I really don't have the time in this video to go over how to properly structure a speech, but pretty similar to writing an essay. Have an intro, have a body, have a conclusion. Maybe I can make a video about that one too. And finally, number 6. You want to make it interesting. Something I personally love about extemporaneous speech writing is that I have a lot of control over how I give my speech. I could choose to be loud and bombastic. I could choose not to be loud and bombastic. The ball's in my court and I get to decide when to shoot. And it's very similar for you with a prepared speech. You get to decide as you're writing your speech how you want certain things to go. You get to choose the rhythm, the rhyme, the meter. It's a lot like writing a song or playing music. Now, some good tips I have would be to use a lot of short sentences, something that's easy to get out, but also every now and then throw in a long sentence. It really breaks up your speech, especially with the way people hear it, and it can be a good way to bring them back to attention. Another thing you could do is obviously bring them back to attention by calling the audience. reach out to one of the judges. If you feel like you've lost one of them, something I personally like to do is to make eye contact with them. You're still giving a speech to multiple people, so don't make it feel like it's a one on one conversation, but kind of give that illusion between yourself and that judge. And then when you feel like you brought them back, then, slowly break away. Don't go too quickly, but you get what I mean. Now, my last best tip to you would be don't overdo it. It's just a speech. You get one shot at it. If you do well, you do well. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. Life is going to keep going. The wheels on the bus are going to keep turning. You're only going to have maybe 20 minutes to give your speech. And if it goes any longer than that, odds are you're going to lose the judge's attention. That's sort of just how long our attention spans are. So try and aim for that 20-minute mark and don't spend longer than like 90 seconds on any like specific point. But ultimately, it's up to you to decide how you want to do your speech. I can only give you so much, especially as someone as inexperienced as I am. But honestly, the best of luck to you and to anyone else who watches this video. I hope you find it helpful. Honestly, this is all like 10 minutes of research, so the people much more qualified than me to give this. But it's a nice way to practice for my own extemporaneous speech writing.